My review for St. Louis, Missouri, September 20th, 2025. So this was the start of a kind of like a new tour, which was a Sparkle Smash Bash, which this tour started obviously in St. Louis with a new track and probably other new tracks, but it's pretty much just a like just a normal Steam tour, but with a couple like every almost shows like a couple of driver changes and truck changes, mainly independents, but every show also has a stunt from Sparkle Smash. The first show was or the first stunt was the Sparkle Smash crushing a camper or an RV, which I will talk about later. So here we go. We're going to our first competition, which is racing. Since there's a new track, we have a brand new racing style. So here we go. Both trucks start from the side. As you can see Bryce Kenny at Rec Deck, which this is Rec Deck's first competition or just first show in general. Here he goes. They pass through like the pod in the middle. Now I can see John Zimmer Sr. and Zombie going through that pattern again, and there he goes pretty much. So you pretty much start off like on a ramp, kind of on the side a little, and then you like take a little turn on the left, and you take a right, or I think a right. No, take another left actually, and then go across the ramp and do the same pattern over and over, pretty much. Which I gotta admit that I kind of like this style of racing. I don't know why. It just seems more, not really more of anything, but just it just seems fun. It's like I don't know. It's kind of interesting to describe this, and racing itself was a pretty fun competition to watch. With Zach Gardner beating Tyler Meniga in racing, which was kind of surprising because Tyler Meniga was doing very well in racing, and Zach Gardner out of nowhere takes the win over him. Which you gotta admit, this was a good racing competition here to start things off. So yeah, I thought this was good. And now we have skills with Tyler Meniga gaining the competition, which gotta admit, was kind of deserving, even though John Zimmer Jr. did have a pretty good run with that butt kicker he did. But yeah, Tyler Meniga with a pretty cool sidewall, which was kind of interesting to me on how he performed it. But if you notice, yes, I am using screenshots mainly because I couldn't get the footage or like fan footage in time because I already had like yes, I already had the racing footage and all, but I couldn't like get the other like footage of the other competitions mainly because I already had all this set up. So maybe the next review I'll have everything more set up and ready, but yeah, it was just kind of a bit hard for me to find fan footage this time, but yeah, and also I don't want to get copyrighted by Felt, so yeah, now I have to use screenshots for now, but yeah, anyways, about skills, I feel like every run actually had something to it. It felt like a driver, or almost every single driver, was managed to pull off something, which was kind of interesting to me because we don't usually see every driver like actually doing something like in the skills competition, like pulling off a nosebleed or a moonwalk. I mean, I know there's one run. I believe it was Caleb Blood who didn't really perform anything. I remember she just tried to do like a tombstone, but wasn't able like to pull it off. And I think their run was like cut after. I don't know why, but yeah, I thought it was actually good. I enjoyed skills, which is kind of rare for me to say. I don't usually say skills is like a good competition. I mean, it can be fun, but I just feel like it can be better also, or I don't know, just sometimes gets a little overwhelming. But this time it kind of felt, I actually kind of enjoyed it though. It was kind of weird, but yeah. And now we have the Sparkle Smash stunt. So pretty much it was Sparkle Smash crushing a camper or RV, whatever you want to call it. But pretty much it was in the colors of Sparkle Smash with Sparkle Smash Bash on pretty much on the RV or camper. And I thought it was cool. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy of a stunt. It was just Sparkle Smash crushing an RV, which I mean, it is cool to see a RV being crushed after a long time, kind of. But I mean, it's pretty cool because we barely see this, and I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I thought it was just cool, really. I mean, that's all I can pretty much say. And now we have freestyle. Freestyle was kind of interesting. As you can see on screen, I have Bryce Kenny at Rec Deck got some pretty good air and had like a pretty cool crash after, which I mean it was probably my favorite moment. That's why I kind of have it on screen. But yeah, when Tyler Meniga took the win, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like John Zimmer Jr. and Termo Vossi kind of deserve that win a bit more. But it's all right, or anyways. But freestyle, it felt weird. I feel like drivers were still trying to get used to this track for freestyle, which I know it's the first show with this track, but I didn't think freestyle was not like not that good really. I'm gonna be honest. It felt okay. There was some good runs there and there, but I don't know really. It felt It didn't really have a whole lot to it. There wasn't a lot of crazy moments. Yes, there was, but not a lot. Not a lot that I honestly thought we were gonna get kind of a bit more, but who knows? Maybe we're at the next show or show after. Because I mean, we still have a couple more shows left with this tour, but yeah, I thought it was okay. So yeah, it wasn't really anything too crazy, pretty much. So my final thoughts. Overall, I feel like this show was good. I gotta admit, I feel like freestyle kind of did kill some momentum off with this show a little bit, but not a whole lot. But yeah, this show wasn't really bad. Really, actually kind of enjoyed it. I keep forgetting where we're heading next for this tour. I gotta look it up after this video on where they're going next for this tour. I believe it's I think it might be Arlington. I'm pretty sure it's Arlington they might go to next, but yeah, hopefully they do a new track because I always love seeing new tracks be used and like for the first time in shows. Like I usually like these fall shows. I usually like 23 to 24 were fun to me. I always like these shows because it's usually just a random lineup with a brand new track, which is always kind of cool to me, honestly. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say left. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.